How's that feeling?
Feels a lot better, actually.
Hmm?
Feels a lot better, actually.
Okay, that's good. Another calves can be sensitive for some people. And some people don't believe it when they see the people screaming and crying on my Instagram account.
That's what I was saying. I've seen some where they were just like, ah.
Yeah, they're not overreacting.
Mm-hmm. I try to tolerate as much as I can for the most part. I feel like if it's hurting for a reason.
Let's see if this is too much. Let me know, because you have a lot of tension right here. How's that feel?
It's definitely tight, but it's bearable. You have tension in your legs?
Hmm?
You can have tension in your legs like this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and low back pain can come from like pretty much anywhere. So I took a class 2 years, yeah, it was 2 years ago. And I found out that some people have low back pain because their toes don't contract properly when they walk.
Oh crap.
So literally some people go to physical therapists and they have low back pain, and the physical therapist will have them exercise their toes. And you have a lot of fibrosis in this calf. That's all that crunchy feeling.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Hmm?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, it could just be that you work your calves out a lot. I don't know why. Fibrosis is kind of like another name for scar tissue.
Oh shit.
So like right there, all that. That's the fibrosis. And you had more, but I've kind of removed some, so that's why when I'm here, you don't feel it as much.
Correct.
You had a lot more. So like right there. And it's gonna pop off because you have hair, yeah. You can cup hairy people, it's just that the seal will release a lot.
If that builds up, does it do anything?
It just kind of makes it hard for you to move. Scar tissue isn't as elastic. So it's like replacing a rubber band with like leather.
Yeah.
Like if all your muscles were made of leather, you wouldn't be able to move well. So sometimes people, I can't really stretch them until like I cup or scrape them,
yeah,
and that remove that fibrosis, and then afterwards, like their like arm or something will straighten out where before it wouldn't.
Nice.
How's that feel right there?
A bit pressured. That's good pressure. So you can get rid of scar tissue by what, cupping?
And scraping. Well, not regular cupping, but gliding cupping. And it's like internal scar tissue, so if someone had surgery, I can't remove that.
Yeah.
But the gliding cupping, the edge of the cup is scraping you while it's moving, so it's still like a form of scraping in a way. How does that feel?
I feel like there's tension there too.
Yeah, you have a lot of tension in your hamstrings.
Plus that ain't no tension can go. But generally you get tension in your neck and your back, maybe your shoulders.
You can get it everywhere. A lot of people have low back pain, especially with have tension in their hamstrings. The hamstrings can be overly dominant, and so a lot of times someone will come in and they'll say, "Oh, like my low back hurts," and then you touch their hamstrings and it's like a rock, and you touch their glutes and they're not as hard. And it's because the hamstrings are doing too much work.
Gotcha. Like working out wise or in general?
In general. So some people will, sometimes you go to physical therapy, they'll have you strengthen your glutes when you have low back pain.
How often would you recommend scraping that?
I just I don't really recommend anything in a particular interval. I use the tool that I think is going to be best at that particular time. Like you don't seem to have as much tension on this side of your body. How's that feel?
Feel good. Pressure for that.
You have a Yeah, some of the same tension here, but it's not as bad. Yeah, it's a lot less of that tension. I don't know if you feel the difference.
Oh no, I definitely do feel the difference. I also felt like even in the gym, my left side works more than my right side.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna have to remember to tighten that sheet a little bit, because I have the 3D camera behind you, so I don't want your balls peeking out. Especially on YouTube, they like catch everything and look for everything.
It's ridiculous.
If you ever record something and you want to know if it's too sexy, just put it on YouTube.
I've actually steered away from, like, I don't know, posting myself.
Mm-hmm. They will find the 1/10 of a second when they saw your bulge.
Mm-hmm. I remember one time, this was years ago, like even on my Snap. It's funny how I think it was just even the angle that I took the picture. So whenever I work out, I actually wear compression shorts.
Yeah.
So that way there's nothing happening, right?
Yeah.
And literally, I guess the angle, people are like, "Oh my God, I can see your bulge." Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, "Bro, your piece is all out," and it was just like the angle that I guess I was standing where it folded.
And they saw the fold.
Yeah, and it's just like, you guys look for crap. Like, you know, like it's, I don't know.
Well, they do that on YouTube. I realized that it depends on what the person is wearing, how many views I get. If the person is like, if you came in and you were underwear but you were on top of the sheet, fewer people would watch. But if you came in, and even if I didn't work your glutes and they didn't know if you had underwear or not because I had the sheet over you, just not knowing whether you had underwear or not, they would watch more often. And they would sometimes see like the crease in the sheet and go, "Oh, I see it, I see it." It's like, no, you don't see anything.
It's insane. World we live in. Yeah, the world is I don't know, because I mean, I don't really care what people say. Keyboard warriors will be keyboard warriors, but it's, you know, it's still.
Sometimes I find it funny. Sometimes I find it a little ridiculous.
I find it a lot of ridiculous. I suffer from body dysmorphia, so I've never been one to actually like see, I guess, myself in like at that moment how I look. It always comes later.
Yeah.
And so there's one, even on Instagram, like years ago, I used to post and you would see like my V-line, my abs and everything. And you just have people like, always thirst trapping, always thirst trapping.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not a thirst trap, you know, this is how I tell my progress. This is how I, you know, but you know, people are people.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, there's a lot of thirst trapping on Instagram, but I don't know how your pictures look.
Well, I mean, I feel like, is it a thirst trap? I mean, a guy goes to the beach. How are you dressed when you go to the beach?
Yeah.
You're in just shorts, right? I mean, so having a shirtless picture doesn't mean it's thirst trap.
Well, I don't mean what you're doing, but I mean, like, I've seen some pretty funny thirst traps. There was a guy who, I think he's in Brazil. He got a massage, and he has an OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure he told the guy to record it this way because he has an OnlyFans. And he had his butt arched in the air, like hips off the table.
Jesus Christ.
As the guy was working his low back. And the sheet was down like here on his glutes. And I just saw it and I just laughed and I said it to my friend because it was it was so obvious and aggressive.
Well, that's what it is nowadays. People gotta tease people for them to come check it out. People are weird.
Like, that's a thirst trap if I've ever seen one. And it's like, especially as a massage therapist, because him being like that would have actually made the massage harder. Because he would be contracting like multiple muscles in his back to keep that arch. So it made the massage worse. So it wasn't like he was getting a good massage. He was doing it to
specifically for that reason.
Yeah.
That's why I try to relax sometimes, like with the massage, because I know that tightening does not help the situation.
No, it makes it harder. I'm actually sending a client to someone else because I don't really do breath work, but she just would tense up so much when I worked on her. It was physically hurting me to massage her. And she just needs someone who's gonna sit there and do breath work with her. And, you know, sometimes they'll do stuff like they'll like work on you and they'll like touch here and I'll say, okay, breathe and just like focus on here, and I just don't have the patience to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's helpful, I just don't have patience. And every time I told her she was tensing up, she would like relax. So when she thought about it, she would relax. But then after she's, you know, her mind.
Natural, yeah. That's kind of how I get, to be honest with you. I won't even know that I'm tensing up.
Most people don't. I used to get upset until I worked on a woman who kept lifting her leg to try to help me. And I was going to tell her to relax. And then she started snoring. So I was like, oh, okay, she's not doing it on purpose. I normally don't cut people's hamstrings, but yours are pretty tight.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like my body sometimes tense up just for no reason, which, you know, I guess that's something I gotta go work on in a different area. But like, even when if I use the restroom, or like when I use the restroom, like my shoulders are tense, and I'm like, relax, bro, like you're just peeing. So my body naturally tightens up for.
Like, even like right here, you don't have nearly as much tension, like right here, as you had on the other side.
I can feel a huge difference. Yeah, because I was thinking, I'm like, is that a knot under my butt cheek?
That's where, I forget the name of the party, I forget the name of it, but that's where all your hamstrings connect to your hip. Okay, let's see. Yes, I cannot. My computer is also,